Me did Yanyante Chua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pakuma Busia for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map pim. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Nefesi kakomu Busia for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Put sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Anyways, let's go ahead to read some story. This is a post Sista Afia made on her social media timelines. And when I come back, I'll be asking that should our award scheme give a certain preferential treatment to females? That is what we're going to do next. Now, the post, I read everything as she posted it. I'm not going to add or take away anything. And it says, in a country where award schemes are organized and doesn't favor female musicians, you wonder why some female talents give up in this country called Ghana. 90% of the female musicians I came to meet when coming up in 2015 have all given up. The young ones too after me have started giving up already. Don't blame them. The politics in this industry is purely witchcraft. Only few are still relevant. I can count 5 or maybe 6 ladies. One female rapper I helped win her biggest award in her entire music career did media tour and downplayed my efforts. The whole industry came supporting her and she forgot what I started. Help put her there. I wanted to warn her that all those praising her today won't do that when the hype dies. But since she felt she was there, she enjoyed the hype and acted ungrateful. Today I can confidently say she and her music all 10 beans. Where is that industry support today? Last year, Sefa was everywhere. It is the industry saying if she doesn't buy votes, airtime she can't be awarded. Scam. She held a successful concert in Ho, and myself together with other musicians were there to support the event. Yet they will go ahead and pick someone else. As if women don't matter in awards. Pathetic. Jackie, this girl definitely needs to pick up something at least from VGMAs. You all can't say you didn't see her win in every angle, both locally and internationally. Sometimes F the vote for your favorite artist by using the shortcode and give the award to who deserves it. I know sometimes it is difficult setting up award events, dealing with artist management and the stress in seeking for sponsorship. After all that stress, you want to make money too because you don't want your hustle to be in vain. That's fine and understandable. However, the thievery shouldn't be too obvious. Yes, it happens everywhere, but sometimes sit down, assess issues, and be brave to award who truly deserves it. One love. Ghana music has a future, and I must congratulate my endowment husband, Sadiq Abdullah Abu, and his able team for what they did at the just ended 3 Music Awards 22. This will definitely go down in our history books forever. So this is Sista Afia, the ladies whose post I read everything verbatim for you. And I'm sure even if my producers have a music video of Sista Afia, you guys can drop it for those who might not have maybe heard her song before. They will see it for the very first time. Then we can discuss what we have to discuss. So 3 Music Awards just ended last Saturday at the Grand Arena. Myself, Stephen Forson, Kojokin were there. Right after, Sista Afia just launched a post online. And in the post, she is talking about award schemes not favoring women. She thinks that the industry politics does not favor women. She mentioned herself that when she was coming into the industry in 2015, all the women she saw in the game, they have all gone extinct. They are all dead in the game. Those she came to meet, some of them have started dying. If they are not dead already, some of them, they are already trying to look for dear life. She thinks the industry can support women to make them survive the hardship and the unfair politics, or better still, the unfair bias towards women in the industry. Does she have a case? Or maybe not. All right, so I want to call this the rant of Sista Afia, who is one of the female artists we have here in Ghana. Kojo King will start this discussion for me. When Sista Afia says our award schemes should have a special design to favor women, so the politics will be at their side, is she having a good point? Or maybe she is just ranting uselessly? Kojo, come through on this one. Start for me. Let me listen to what you are going to tell us.
This issue, I think the dominance of male musicians in our industry is no one's fault. I think right from the onset, when music began in Ghana, it was the men. I stand to be corrected. If the early people, the E.T. Menses era, those days, it was men dominated. So it has continued that we have few women really doing exploits with music in our space. To say there's a system that has been designed not to favor them, I don't want to believe that. I think it is because the men are dominant, and whenever something is dominant, definitely it will have certain advantages, a natural advantage over the others. That is what we mean by dominance. For them to have a special, they should give them a preferential treatment with respect to awards. Like the last time we were discussing the 3 music awards, when they have a category that emerging women, Chemo was even against it, that why should we, it was just to favor the women. So why should we just give the women, why not emerging man of the year? If they are all doing music competitively, and I believe whether a woman or a man, they should all come and compete. I don't want to believe there is that deliberate attempt to give the men a preferential treatment over the women. As in, whether a woman's song is the one that is dominating over the airwaves. The woman is playing all the gigs. A woman is getting all the streams. A woman is getting all the endorsement. And still, you want to give it to a man. All other things being called. But I want to believe, yes, when it comes to award schemes, they have their criteria and the way that they go about it. So on a day, if it's about academy, vote, and the public, and a woman doesn't qualify in all these angles, and a man does, I don't want to believe somebody somewhere is trying to marginalize women doing music in this country. Yes, but we do hear that a lot of women come out and complain that it is difficult being a woman and doing this business. We have a lot of issues with people trying to take advantage of them. Yes, that we understand, but I don't want to believe it has escalated to award issues. That a scheme will not just be fair to women and try to silence them. In cases of someone like Eno, yes. We all know Eno is a very good rapper. Most of the male rappers, when he gets them, she can ship most of them when it comes to bars and delivery. And recently she won an award.
Yeah, she won the best rapper.
Yes, so let's do a comparison on the times that she was nominated and the kind of competition that she faced. And even in that category, you have about how many men against her. And so definitely, if it is somebody that will win, the probability that a man will win is high. Because it's not like somebody deliberately did not nominate other women. And even look at the high life, olden days. How many, if I ask you to mention some of the women, you struggle. Give me 10 names of old high life female musicians. You struggle. We can talk of
Rama Bedu,
Asabia, Kropa,
Akosia
Japan. Now we are coming into the new school. If you mention Akosia, then
no, Akosia is not in the new school.
No, but like only not the old.
Only she's kept herself relevant till now. That she's not in the new school.
What I meant by the news, if I'm mentioning Asabia Kropa and you skip to Akosia, meaning from there you are coming to the 40s.
New generation, yeah.
Yes, okay. And who can you mention in the 40s? And now come
Maria Japan.
Shega. You say?
Shega.
Shega. Now Miss Bell. Now we are coming.
Yeah.
So even now that I think it's now that we have a lot of
female artists
springing out. So yes, one could have a point that okay, is it because you weren't many? Whatever that they were instituting was the thought of the men. But in music, you can't make such an analysis. It wouldn't be realistic because yes, it is. If it is about scheme, if it's about how well your song is doing, whether you are a woman or not. Recently, Jackie is here and he's competing everybody in the streams. She's stopping everybody, whether man or woman. So, if really there is something happening that award scheme are marginalizing women, which I doubt, then that is unfair. But aside the issues of they not having certain equalities, like, oh, a man maybe forcing has a label, will be able to sign Sugar Lord so smoothly. But when a certain Sister Afia come, forcing will say, oh, let me do something before I sign you. Aside that, which we know is real here, which is unfair to them. The other factors, I want to believe, if you put in the hard work and it's so evident, everybody will recognize it. But what Sister Afia must learn and to understand is that when it comes to award scheme, that is, he should find the definition of the word scheme. This is somebody's business. It is business. It is not like maybe Ghana awarding maybe our heroes or people who have been good civil servants. That one, even that one, there will be corruption over there. There will be corruption over there. If the president is maybe awarding good citizens, definitely there will be people who will prefer somebody over the other. But in this case, this is purely business. That's why they have a sponsor. And the sponsor is not just throwing money away. So the aspect of voting will always be prominent. And they will always have a benchmark that, okay, if your song is to attain this level, you qualify to be in a certain category. And yes, we all wouldn't be there with equal strength. Some will be ahead of the other. So clearly, you can say that when it comes to rap, if it is not about vote, I can give to Forcing, because under the year of review, Forcing did so well over Kojokin. But at this point, there is a benchmark that we've all qualified. So we are all on a level peggings now. So if we are voting and I get more vote than Forcing, I will win. So this is what our musicians need to understand. Yes, whatever they are saying that, yes, if you think I deserve it, I think in her post, he mentioned there should be that we need to get to a time that you don't want me to vote before you give me an award. Pick it and tell me that Forcing, you have done so well, take the award. Yes, and that is award. It is on merit. But the point is, he also mentioned the fact that yes, we know it is difficult to find sponsors, and you also want to make money in return. So she answered it right there. So that is what she is finding difficult to understand. That line is where she is failing to comprehend. she needs to understand that award schemes will continue to be business. Still, they have to be that business aspect that the schemes will also benefit. Hence, the voting aspect. And that is paramount. So if people can vote, and at the end of the day, you feel like, okay, like the Patapa and Fancy Gadam issue. Most popular song, if we even close our eyes, we know that award is going to Patapa. But the point is, there is another rule to the game, which is voting. So at the end of the day, if Fancy Gadam people vote massively, you don't come there to complain. Like Ghana, we are going for the World Cup. We know we have a very weak team. But once we have qualified, our pagans is the same as Argentina.
Okay.
Because we are calling for people who have qualified for World Cup. Now Ghana is in mate with Argentina, Spain, and all of them.
So they will not allow us to play with 12 because
no. We are Ghanaians.
We are weak.
Exactly. And they will not tell us that, oh, because you are Ghana, we want to put you into a category where you can meet your equals. Now it's a ballot. We can face Brazil. We can face Argentina after the draw. So when Ghana wins, you don't come back and say, but this cup there, Brazil deserves it. Because on paper, Brazil is more a formidable force than Ghana. But understand that on that level, anybody that is representing is a potential winner. So that is the science of our scheme that any musician...
So in summary, you think that Sister Afia is just ranting aimlessly?
It's the usual complaint.
Okay.
Until maybe somebody comes, let's say Forcing Institute its own award and says, with my award, we don't vote. We are pre-financing everything. So nobody is voting. It is the academy and the board sits down to decide that, okay, this person has worked under the year of, irrespective of whoever the person is. We are giving the person the award. Then this problem will solve. But until then, Afia should come to comprehension that this is an award scheme and they have rules. What you have to do is to learn the rules. And most of our people are failing to understand the rules and even the criteria of some of these award schemes. At times, put the managers or the artists to test and call them and ask, you know the criteria definition of the artist of the year at VGMA? If you like, when we are running shows, call some of the artists and find out if they even know. And this is something that you want to win. And it's a scheme with rules and regulations, and you are not aware of. How can you even play it better and win? So appear to understand that this is how it is. Until it's changed, you complain and complain and nothing will happen.
All right, thank you so much, Kojokin, for that one. I'm moving straight to Al Gray. Because he's an artist, I'm sure he will be looking at it from the artist's point of view, where Sister Afia thinks that the music politics in Ghana does not favor female artists. She has suffered it. She mentioned some people who are still suffering it. What is Yao Gray's take on this? Yao, let me listen to you.
Yeah, I think she has a point as an artist because she feels she's worked hard enough to be recognized.
Okay.
And she's not getting that attention. And on a second note, I'll say, even if this is not right, she feels she has the level to become the mouthpiece for the women. Because it is not all right at the end of the day. So for them to also be able to get to where they want to get to, or to, you know, be on the equal level as what she feels has to be, I think someone has to speak out, and she feels she has to be the one to speak out. And she feels she even, you know, made a move, and the move helped, you know, the women, got them onto a certain level, and someone took advantage of it, but the person did not really take advantage or did not push very well or give even acknowledgement to her for bringing the ideas and stuff like that. So I think she's trying to be on that level where when it happens, somebody must speak. And who will be the speaker? Sister Afia speaks, and it makes sense if she's trying to be this person. But I think to be that type of person comes with a lot. a lot of research, a lot of understanding, and a lot of knowing. So I won't take him on the wrong note as an artist, because it is not all right. And if I have one-on-one with her, all I'll say is she still have to keep fighting for what she believes in, because the world itself is not fair. When I say the world is not fair as a man, on the other level, they tell us the women rule the world. So in this aspect of the entertainment, when you come down to Africa, boils down to Ghana, and to say women are not being pushed and not given the chance, I think she had an antidote with some group of girls. They had a stunt. The stunt worked for almost 6-7 months. Everybody was talking about them. I think this is one of the ways I think she can also go back, mobilize the women that she feels can also help her play the part or the role she feels has to be played, and create some attention for themselves, because that thing they did actually give them some attention, but what did they do with the attention they had as women? That is where it comes down to the level where they tell you women will always tear themselves apart. Just when they had the attention to actually be a face of something, somebody wanted to be the leader, somebody wanted to be the reason why it happened. So for this not happening, then there's a problem and there's a chaos. So I think they really need to sit down and strategize, because the entertainment itself or the award itself, as an artist, as a male artist, I'll say it is not fair. Because I also think I have worked hard enough. Someone has worked more than I have worked, but never also got recognized. This person is also complaining. So her complaint is part of the complaints that is supposed to be, on the table. And I believe she's not doing this in a negative way, but also bring an attention or put light on something that people need to watch out to.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, great for that one. Once again, I'm going to Stephen Forson. Forson will come through, and I'll be reading some of your comments on Facebook as well. Let me see if I can do that before Forson comes through. We are still here with you, and I would want to read your comments as well. So feel free, join us either on WhatsApp or on Facebook Live, and let me know what you're saying. Okay, Dale Sam says, Brother Sammy, I'm here today. Big ups to you, Dale Sam. I see you. Okay, now first you come through after I would read the comment on Facebook. Yes.
Okay, Brother Sammy, in this world, Bibiana, yesterday and say, okay, equal playing field. There is a difference between equality and equity. Equality is having one finish line, having one starting line, putting a cripple, and then Usain Bolt at the same starting point as Monko race to that finish line. That's equality. But equity is admitting that the cripple is somehow disadvantaged, and I say bibi nko ye mano sa nti yema ono enko gina enim kakra
Middle.
na
You say the member starting
na yema nko service. That's equity. Equality is brasa me wona o baketwe ina mujina wo echi na mo hwebo bi wo echiro na wo hu na o catch akra se munyam wo equal playing field o catch akra so nso mia nini no yere on hwebi ontimi hwebi. But equity is wape blocks kakra atoto wa ma kwala no so nso gina so bi na nso yede hwebo. It's about what she's talking about is about admitting the challenges that females face in our industry and giving them the necessary stepping stone to enable them. It's about enablement. Some time ago, our president, His Excellency Nana Adanko Akufo-Addo went to this international summit. I think it was a women empowerment summit, and Emmanuel Hono Kona Kakra. He was trying to say, the women
in the country don't push your kakra like they more homebody. You get it? And it na man in the boon so say that be because more homebody. Uncanny. You have to also recognize the you have to intentionally enable them.
That was when they wanted more women to come for the member of parliament positions. Yeah.
So, Oshe, when Kwame Nkrumah was president, he realized that the people in the north were not attending school much. There were so much disadvantages over there. Because colonialization was centered mostly in the south over here. Into most of the best schools and all the infrastructure you see waha. So what did Kwame Nkrumah do to enable them? Well, he made free education available to the people in the north. So most of the people who came from the north who went to school for free, from primary to JSS to all that. Recognizing that someone is disadvantaged or a group of people is disadvantaged and therefore putting the necessary infrastructure or plans down to enable them is not bad. In our space, remember, you like this, you could just get up and go to any studio and stay there for 3 days. Sometimes not without even bathing.
More than we do.
And sleep everywhere.
I say more than.
Yeah. And sleep on the floor.
Normal. In the couch.
Normal.
Hanging out with the guys.
Or go to the club, don't even sleep, come back.
And still survive.
Yeah.
Without any producer wanting to sleep with you.
Take advantage.
Or anybody even saying that, Oba Ben Suna, and as a Bema Ben Suna, what did that hey? Oh, you are not a virtuous woman. Without anybody looking down on you, but that's why people will see you as someone trying to push a hustle.
That's true.
But if you're a female, you'll be seen as.
I like this point.
You'll be seen as Oba Ben. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it is not the fault of the women.
Sure,
it is our society.
Sister, if you'll be happy to hear this.
It is the society that has a.
Taking the pride of ladies working beyond
society
the norm.
Looks down. Society makes you say, come bash it. But society didn't do that intentionally. Society that time, no, so also felt say we are protecting our women.
Yeah.
What I say, but society also didn't see say no. A time will come and women will also would like to do things that men do. So there hasn't been an equal playing field, even in schools. Local school, we struggle to get 50% for male and female. So what the universities in some time back did was that if the cutoff is at grade 8 for boys, we make it at grade 9 for girls. If the cutoff is at grade 6 for boys, we make it at grade 7 or 8 for girls. Just to enable more women. That's not to say a men are being same, but it is say there are several times when a man no is or banish a kitchen and then mammy a as a woman, you are expected to even wash your brother's things. And the men had the free chance to play, to go and research, to go and study, to go and do all these things. So our society for a very long time has made women has disadvantaged women. It is the same in our music industry also. So what can award event organizers do or award schemes do? Award schemes can enable women.
But Three Music, I'm sure I have to say this. Three Music Awards, for instance, they have a women kind of women enabling kind of ideas or policies.
It is enough.
As it stands now, they have just some awards, some categories for every women. They have the women branch.
For instance, let's look at the category. I don't know if someone can show me the categories for Afrobeats, Afropop category in Three Music.
Three Music.
Okay,
who were there?
Kojo will do that for you.
Who were the people in that category, the Afrobeat category? I'm sure Jackie was there. Was Jackie there? I want to use that to buttress my point.
She will be there.
She was in the VGMA. I don't know if Jackie was in the Afrobeat category. And if Jackie was there, why didn't Jackie win? Did she win?
No.
See why did they votes? She didn't have enough vote, probably.
She didn't have enough vote. But this was what Afia is talking about. First of all, did we all agree she did well in that space?
She did. Yeah, she did.
She did well. She won. She did well both in Ghana and internationally. You understand?
Right.
The international community probably don't even know the person you gave that award to.
Jackie, Afrobeat, Afropop Act of the Year.
Jackie is there.
Jackie and Sefa when they shade there.
Who won?
3 music awards, Afrobeat. It was Kiddy.
It was Kiddy that won with Touch It.
Yes.
But I can say it on authority that I believe that Jackie did better. Even if she didn't do better, she could have been enabled. You see, that word enablement, you can say enable Obia.
So Afrobeat, Afropop song was Familiar Praise, and Afropop.
No, they gave it to Familiar.
Yes, and Afrobeat act.
The song or the act? I'm talking about act.
Act was Kiddy, and the song was Familiar.
Familiar, which I think Jackie could have easily won this. That is enablement. But if you narrow it down to just...
She wasn't nominated though.
She wasn't nominated. But which one was she nominated?
Afropop Song of the Year. It was Camido, D Black, Dakoba is Familiar, Kwame Eugene, Kim Promise, Kwesiata, Mr. Drew Sefa, and Stoneboy.
But
So Sefa was there.
But the act.
The act, she was nominated.
I'm sure there you could have intentionally enabled her. You see, what the word I'm talking...
Unfair.
Wait, which one is unfair?
Why do you say she's a woman?
It is
Intentionally enabling her.
The same woman will come and tell you what a man can do. Woman can do. Why are you trying to?
I'm building a
belittle
point.
us?
It is called enablement.
Yeah.
And enablement sometimes seems unfair to the male counterpart. But baby, first a kid, Timmy Rakobo shows, Jackie ain't me there, Enko Hobby. We should just understand. Have you taken an artist, Che? Have you taken an artist to a show before?
Yes.
A show, a concert, and yet a very organized concert. Jack, you know what I'm talking about. Do you know how hard it is to get an even our show? Wouldn't they do show? How to push an artist or build this show? How to get him or her upstage? Sometimes a young toka.
I know.
If you are an event artist manager. Great, you do you know. If we manage any year, won't perform it. It is all about enablement. So if 3 Music says they want to enable women, but having women branch, it's not about getting Manako branch.
That's not the idea, though.
That's not the idea.
Yeah.
So they should do more. If
The idea is they have certain segments that they do a presentation on a different day even before the main award scheme.
it's not enough. The women still want to see that award day, no, almost so PKB. Look, do you know what happened? Kwame Nkrumah's time, there are certain parliamentary slaughter, the Mamba, I don't know, about 12. That was to enable women. It is called enablement. You are enabling the woman to be there. You can't say you're fair. Black Africans, Kofi Annan will never be a United Nations Secretary General. If you say we're being fair, yes. Is it about contributions to United Nations or is it about what? Ghana, how much do we even contribute to UN? To the international community, how much do we contribute? Sometimes it's not about being fair. Sometimes it's about enablement.
So they were enabling us.
Exactly. They were enabling us so that Africans will feel okay. Shout out to my friend Nana Kwame Clement Bwedi, Honorable Clement Bwedi, who is currently the programs director for International Federation of Liberal Youth. And that position was given to him to enable him. Now they are pushing for him to become vice president and president. It is not because of anything. No. They want to also enable what? An African. Sometimes it's about enablement.
Okay.
So what I say, Kojo.
So you think it should be deliberately done at the expense of the men?
Look at the work no bana here no. Na share ejuma be man so here no. Did they pay For instance, when I was going to KNUST to go and study aerospace engineering, the argument I had was the cutoff. But the woman who had the same, I will never forget this because it was me. A woman I had the same cutoff with. We were not many. We were just 9 people who were going to do that course. So I know everybody. Although we never met in person. Right.
So the woman was called?
Was given. I didn't. Because it was a new course and we were looking for just 9 people to do it. So I'm there about 5. I'm there about 4. I come a Nigerian student because I'm a fee paying. I'm no material school fees. Ni you kosi idea. Na kakra na aka na ye de magana for no. Ye kakra na aka. Me ne obaby na pay etai ye de mo ba no. Ya fa ma me.
Enable.
It is enablement. That's what I say.
Yeah.
It is enablement because I had the opportunity. I had the grace. I could go and do other courses somewhere, and I did it. Abia. That woman probably may not have had that fighting spirit to do other things. So sometimes it's not about being fair. It's not about equality.
Like deliberately.
That's why I have a problem with the women who always fight for this gender equality. It's not about gender equality. What they should rather be fighting for is gender equity. Because the kind of look, imagine someone you're about ye school, national service. Ye national service na ye ware ye ware. In fact, I mean, no, ya worry, classmates, ya worry, oh, your bar. Ya worry, ya na, ye, Juma, ye, Juma, ye, na, when you what has happened? Obetrafi.
Yeah, back over corner.
When you ba, a ding. We are, as I make a Juma, now, so for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years now, yeah, you are an active mother. Me career by the time I will be here I want now but me do level be you are entering back into the workforce no maybe I me do me level me do we have to enable the women.
So you sense a decision no.
Basam into what be bet me decide obeyim.
O say
be bet me decide okay this time I will me nyem na.
No ban na make am.
Until Oban
decide to get
pregnant.
No, in terms of marriage.
It is not fair. You know what you are saying right now is not fair.
No, see.
No, Kojo,
no.
I don't want to.
I didn't hear anything marriage here.
No, say Yaware.
Me say Yaware.
Yes, marriage to
Yaware, no. Yawo.
But marriage, that decision.
But some worry, me money on buy na worry.
The woman decide. So which man will come and complain that because I'm married and I've gotten pregnant, so it's a challenge for me.
No, it's
an unfair situation to me.
Also, which man or which woman?
Natural thing, but sometimes it's unfair.
It is unfair to women.
But could you worry only
so see December worry.
December.
And to also discover behind.
Oh, Kojo, but when you do that, Oban has a career on so push.
And the man been an almost where I bet you was a time saying yes, oh, they are doing it now.
Kojo.
Every so I got a meanwhile.
Let's wrap up. What I'm saying. What I'm saying in general is that our society and life in general is unfair to women, which is why there's so much gender fighting around the world. And some countries really enable women. Countries that are advanced intentionally enable women to make life a bit fair and for women.
And it has its disadvantage too.
It does. But yes, it does though. But the idea is to make up for the disadvantages that women face, and we are not in equal playing field. What I say. So if Sista Afia comes up to talk like this, I'm sure it is at the back of this back way now. As a Bema or your music industry. We know you're in your mouth, so your music industry. But Obanyam pe na I say the career na on hold kakra no.
Remember this lady called Lucika?
Yeah.
Lucika was one fine rapper in our music industry. The moment she got married, she had to put down her tools for music.
So someone like Afia not
I hear her husband said,
people go into Afia's,
can't do it anymore.
Afia's DM and her comment, and they comment over the when you na worry, when you na when you decide as a woman, as Kojo is saying, not to do that, now just so that your career can have some smooth sailing, people come to you, society comes to you to come and chastise
we are wrapping up,
and then demand a whole lot from you.
We are wrapping up.
I agree with Sister Afia.
Okay.
If the schemes want to enable women, they should intentionally enable women so that. Currently, how many women can you mention in our industry?
Handful.
Yeah, it's just a handful, and I don't think it is fair. It's not nice at all.
We are wrapping up. Kojo, I'm coming to you, so I'll give you some 1 minute as we wrap up. But Chemo just shared this with us, and I want to share it with our viewers and my pandas as well, where he says what Mr. Forsen is talking about is not a competition, just enabling someone who, in your opinion, is at a disadvantage will just lower the standard of the competition. Ladies will choose marriage than music career on any day. What Mr. Forsen is talking about is to lower the competition, and that is a recipe for disaster. In Team Dodo Solomon's opinion on this one. Yes, could you, 1 minute, our time is up.
Let's wrap up. Know women are vulnerable due to some of these natural tendencies that they'll get married. Even in their appearance, they have boobs and other things. Even when they are fighting,
Change.
yes. So even when there's war, it is women and children that we talk about. That is fact. But when it comes to business and competitions like this, I sitting here don't see how I will intentionally restrict your music from not doing well because you are a woman. And if the analysis that he made during our school days in secondary school, they gave us some privilege that if you are coming from such a rural school, if you get even aggregate 15, you can offer certain courses in the university.
It is enablement.
Because they know that even in our school, we don't have science laboratory. Most of the people go to other schools for science laboratories, but maybe school like Prempe and the others had it. So that was fair because they are lacking certain things. But in today's world that a woman can be signed to a record label, they pump every money that is needed. And they get their songs distributed like Jackie is enjoying now. And when it gets to an award competition, because she is a woman, we decide to lower the standard and favor the person. I think it defeats the tenets of competition. And that is where I don't agree with my brother. When it talk about all the other things, from where we can place the equity is now people should develop the interest of investing in
women,
female musicians, because now people don't want to do that for all the other reasons that because it has come out that exactly and
now obi mefano
exactly and it is
and
we have stories there are precedents that as people invested in certain female and because they couldn't carry themselves well, they didn't understand the business aspect and they couldn't make their life decisions very well.
So you know some
they missed
you know some
of course a lot of them they missed their life choices and they couldn't balance it well and it affected the investors. So you said now Rihanna is about getting married. At a point she made a decision that
giving birth. She's about
giving birth. She made a decision that I know I am a woman, I have these natural weaknesses, so if I do this thing now, it's going to affect me. So let me hold on. And at this time, I'll do it. So we should let them understand that this is business. Yes, and women enjoy a lot of favors. Even in this industry, I was promoting a certain lady because she was very beautiful. If you are finding interviews for her, it was even easier. Any man that I send the flyer and I talk to you that I want a place for, it was very easier. We know of women because by the fact that they are women, they get doors open for them. So it's all about, yes, like the example you made that the struggle you go through when even at the shows. All we have to need is that because she's a woman, we need more men as bodyguards around the person to push her through. And even that is an error. If I'm coming for a show, you need to make sure that you secure places that your guest can go. But on the level, it is competition, and our women should be ready for competition. With the equity, it should go to us advocating for investors to look the way of the women.
Okay.
Not only the men, because of we find out some of their weaknesses that maybe they go through menstrual cycles, they can get pregnant and they are weak and they are emotional and other things. We should overlook that and get more women into the music industry.
Well, I believe what we have to do at this stage is to present the issues as they are, and my pundits have done exactly so. Sister Afia and her team would watch this either to smile or to frown, and we wish them well. We also pray that whatever they are looking for, they are able to get it out of this discussion. We will get somewhere with it. But as to schemes or the industry deliberately favoring women to make the competition cheaper for them, it is another discussion on its own, because Chebo is saying when we do that, we reduce the competition in what we have to do.